you doing? Good. I just want to start off and saying thank you for everybody for being here tonight. I want to congratulate Ed and Sarah. So give a round of applause for them. I also want to say it's pretty awesome that this place doesn't stop serving alcohol during dinner and the speeches. So if we can get a round of applause for the bar staff. And quite frankly, good luck tonight. I want to start off by saying, Sarah, you look absolutely beautiful tonight. Absolutely. Doesn't see everybody, she looks absolutely beautiful. And I also want to say how much an honor it is to be the best man and stand next to Ed today at his wedding. They say the best man speech, you know, is a time for the best man to make fun of the groom, stand up beside him, you know, poke fun at him. And to be honest, it could probably be pretty easy to do that tonight. So here it goes. They say the best man speech should last as long as the groom makes love. Thank you and good night. Just kidding, that's up. No, honestly, I've known Ed since we were little kids, but we really became friends in middle school. And when I started writing this speech, I was trying to think of why we didn't become friends sooner than that. And I think I may have realized why. Anyone who knows Ed knows that he had this bright orange, red, curly afro of a haircut, especially in elementary school. And anyone who knows me knows that I have a fear of clowns. I'll let you make the connection on that. But honestly, you know, we met in 8th grade and we've been best friends since. And honestly, that 8th grade class is a class that will live in infamy, to be honest.
Yes!
Hell yes, that's right. But to be honest, yeah, like I said, 8th grade, and I can honestly tell you, I'm a teacher, but if I had that 8th grade class today, I would retire them all.
It's true.
I could tell you a million stories from that 8th grade year, but how about just one? Our 8th grade year was in the mid-1990s, and the fashion trend at the time was starter jackets. Where are my 90s people at? We would wear them every day. It would be May and 80 degrees outside, and we'd be wearing these things, to be honest. Ed, of course, had his Philadelphia Eagles jacket. Where myself and Mike Thomas had the much sportier Oakland Raiders. Raiders right there. Now let me tell you what, give me a little glimpse of what the teachers had to deal with me and Ed and our friend. Ed and Mike found it funny to take off their t-shirts or whatever they were wearing underneath their jackets, zip their jacket back up, walk up to the teacher's desk while the teacher was working on whatever with their head down, proceed to unzip their jacket, flash their bare chest, and zip back up before the teacher noticed what was going on. That may not sound funny to you, but it was hilarious to everybody who was in the classroom. And you might ask yourself, who does stuff like that? And the answer is Ed Buck. And honestly, it's because of stuff like that that I'm probably his best friend today. But honestly, once we became friends, we spent more and more time together. One thing we enjoyed doing a lot was walking around the streets of Ferndale, causing hellion. I remember one time we walked into the bar, or walked by this bar, I should say, opened the door, and yelled some not so nice things to the people drinking inside. We then proceeded to get chased down the hill by some of those drunk guys. And again, for some reason, we thought that was hilarious. And again, it's people like Ed Buck who do those types of things. We didn't know it at the time, that bar was Bill's Tavern, and we've become very familiar with that bar. become very familiar with that bar about 10 years later. Sorry, this is like an 8-minute speech. Halftime, we're good. All right. Sorry. So middle school was over and then came high school. Because our last names both begin with B, I had the privilege of being in the same homeroom as Ed throughout my high school career, which gave us more opportunities to become and continue to be immature. Ed and I also played basketball together our freshman year. We weren't very good. Our record was 3-24. Barry, don't laugh. You were on that team. Bill, Weaver, you too. You were on that team too. Our record might have been an implication of how we practice. Ed and I would ignore Coach Dudek, and instead of doing our normal passing and layup drills to start practice, what we'd like to do is play our traditional game of one-on-one on the side courts. Ed is the only guy I know who can foul out playing one-on-one. I remember one time Ed fouled out at the Southern tournament. It was right before halftime. Yes, he fouled out before halftime. He then proceeded to take his shoes off and sit on the bench barefoot for the rest of the game. It was clear to see that basketball wasn't Ed's game. He was a little too aggressive and enjoyed contact sports too much. So it was obvious to anyone who knew Ed back then or knows Ed today that football is the game that he loved, especially the quarterback position. I remember going to the games on Friday nights, and I remember watching Ed hold the clipboard as a backup for Dick Griffin. I'm just kidding, Ed, I'm just kidding. Everyone knows he's a good quarterback. Just ask Ryan when he was wide open in the end zone, waving his hands in the air. And Ed proceeded to run for it on 4th and 20. He admits it now.
Thought he was due. I was wide open, dude.
So with high school came a lot more fun times, but time moves on and people change. You know, you never know what's going to happen when people go away to college, but I was lucky enough to stay friends with Ed. All 8 years of his college career. And no, he's not a doctor. Too soon? On the other hand, I was able to attend a record amount of Wolf Sweater weekends. It was obvious to anyone Ed enjoyed college life, probably a little too much. But it was in college where a truly wonderful thing happened. Ed met the person he married today, Sarah. When I first found out that Ed and Sarah were engaged to be married, my first thoughts were, it's about damn time. I can truly say, without a doubt, that Sarah's the one for Ed. Sarah's made Ed a better person. Not only is Sarah beautiful and kind, but also must be crazy in love to be able to put up with someone like Ed. Finally, you're probably waiting for this, finally, I want to share one last thing with everyone. And you don't know this, but there was a time where Sarah had her doubts if you were ever going to pop the question. And ask her to be your wife. I remember she came to me and said, EJ, we've been together all these years, Ed still hasn't asked me to marry him. She said, it seems like I've been waiting forever. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think I'm ever going to get that ring. I looked at her and I said, Sarah, now you know how the Philadelphia Eagles feel. On that note, if we can raise our glasses. Ed, even though I busted on you all night, you're like my brother, you are my brother. That is true. And Sarah, you always said we were like brothers and sisters, now it's just official. I love you guys. To Sara and Ed, cheers.
10 minutes.